Coming up, a Daily Iowan exclusive with the University of Iowa President Barbara Wilson. Stay tuned to hear her thoughts on some of the biggest topics on campus.
27 Hawkeyes prepare for Senior Day against the Spartans.
Gearing up for the 99th annual Macy's Day Parade, what the newest and biggest floats are this year.
Traveling for fall break? Expect a chill. I'll have your full forecast coming up.
All that and more coming up right now on DITV.
Good morning from Iowa City. It's Friday, November 21st, and I'm Kabini Mutamba.
And I'm Isabel Thier.
And the third member of our team, Liz Schultz, is live outside the Eastern Iowa Airport with today's Scorecast.
Liz, why are you at the airport, and how's it feeling up there in Cedar Rapids?
Well, Izzy and Kabedi, it is a chilly 37 degrees in Cedar Rapids. And to answer your question, fall break is coming up. So many people are here at the Eastern Iowa Airport ready to catch their flights. And it's travelers are catching their flights back home over fall break, but I'm here to give you your full fall break forecast. And now we're going to take a look back in Iowa City. And later on today, it'll cool down to the mid-40s with cloudy skies. Tomorrow for the last Hawkeye home game, the sun will be back out with a high of 58 and some windy and cloudy skies. And in the meantime, if you've got plans over fall break, be sure to pack your winter coats and gloves. Izzy?
Thanks, Liz. And the Board of Regents met last week to discuss many new changes to colleges all around Iowa and brought some new things to the table for the University of Iowa. Now, a team of Daily Iowan members, including myself, went to meet with the university's president, Barbara Wilson, yesterday to talk about the effects of that meeting, along with other key topics around campus. This past June, Governor Kim Reynolds mandated that there should be a Center for Intellectual Freedom to broaden perspectives on college campuses in Iowa. Now, the decision was given to the Board of Regents, and they chose that it would be at the University of Iowa, but still under board control.
Even though it has the tag of the University of Iowa, it's reporting to the Board of Regents. We're trying to be as supportive as possible, but it's not something that we're directly involved in.
Another new addition to the University of Iowa is the AI certificate program that will have a trial run this spring and become official in fall of 2026. They will learn how to utilize AI and how to incorporate it into their future careers.
The goal for all of us is to think about AI as a set of tools and to make sure our students and our faculty and our staff are all ready for this new set of tools.
And a new set of tools are not only for the AI programs, but can also be seen at the Iowa Memorial Union as it's undergoing construction to fill student need. This, however, comes at a price for students.
It is completely contingent on student fees, and I'm thankful to our students, both undergrads and grads, who agreed to a modest increase in fees to support the renovation of the IMU. We need to make sure that that IMU is really a place where students want to be.
Phase 1 of the IMU construction will wrap up in August 2026, and the final renovation is predicted to be completed the following August. Now, President Wilson concluded the meeting with congratulations to the Daily Iowan for their many awards and tradition of excellence, and she looks forward to the years to come for the University of Iowa. Kabedi, back to you.
The Washington National Cathedral in D.C. was packed on Thursday. And that's why we have DITV's Kate Vernon live with us in the newsroom to tell us a story behind a former president's memorial. Vice President, my apologies.
Kabedi, Vice President Dick Cheney of the George W. Bush administration died earlier this month, and now we're seeing former presidents and family members alike together to remember him. Cheney is known for his work on the War on Terror and for leading the U.S. into the war in Iraq. But former President George W. Bush remembers him for more than that.
The key supplier of this intelligence, the National Security Council.
He was a thinker and a listener. And when he did speak up, conveying thoughts in that even tone of voice, that orderly, unexcitable manner, you knew you were getting the best of a highly disciplined mind.
Cheney's memorial was filled with politicians from both sides of the aisle, including former Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Joe Biden. President Trump and Vice President Vance were reportedly not invited. President Trump has signed the bill to release the files on convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein after months of fighting against their release. This comes after both the House of Representatives and the Senate passed a bill in the same day. All 4 Iowa representatives voted yes. Our representative in District 1, Marionette Miller Meeks, stated during her town hall last week that she would be voting yes on the bill and emphasized the need for transparency and justice for the victims. The Justice Department has less than a month to release the files. Reporting live from the newsroom, Kate Vernon, DITV.
Johnson County Ambulance Service has launched a new life-saving program. The Narcan Leave Behind program gives Johnson County residents the ability to pick up 2 free Narcan kits as well as receive training and addiction recovery resources. Narcan is a drug used to reverse opioid overdoses. You can pick up the kits at Johnson County Ambulance Services or the Guideline Center, and the program is completely anonymous.
And this week marks the beginning of the University of Iowa's annual Rival Against Hunger food drive. Running until December 5th, students can drop off donations items at designated boxes around campus at locations like the IMU Welcome Desk and the Levitt Center for Advancement. All donations will go to the Iowa Food Pantry.
We're hoping this will be able to help all the different students, faculty, and staff that deal with food insecurity on campus. No one should have to go to school or be teaching students and have to worry about food on their plate at home. They should all just be able to focus on their schoolwork or teaching.
The food drive also acts as a friendly competition between the University of Iowa, Iowa State University, and the University of Northern Iowa to try and get more students involved in donating. Each full-size food and hygiene item that's donated will earn the university 1 point. The school with the most points at the end of the drive will win this year's title. Students can also donate online through the Rival Against Hunger Amazon wish list, which can be found at their website, foriowa.org.
And the Thanksgiving schedule for the city of Iowa City has been announced.
That's right, Betty, and several offices and facilities are seeing a change in hours. The buildings such as the airport and public library will be closed on Thanksgiving. Garbage and recycling will be collected on Friday after Thanksgiving, and the Iowa City Transit will not be in service Thursday, but will resume a Saturday-like schedule on Friday. But some good news for residents. The parking office will be closed on Thursday and Friday, but ramps and meters will be free for residents.
For more information about closures, you can take a look at the Iowa City government website as shown on your screen.
And this is for those Hawkeyes that won't be able to make it home for the holiday.
There are some places in Iowa City that are making sure everyone is taken care of. Sanctuary Pub is hosting a Thanksgiving dinner this year, and it's free for students. The University of Iowa is hosting a Thanksgiving dinner as well for the international students who are staying on campus at Old Brick this Monday, November 24th. No matter where you're celebrating, we at DITV hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Coming up, a preview of Iowa football's Senior Day, recaps of Iowa basketball, and a preview of big matches in soccer and in wrestling. All that and more coming up right after the break.
Stories occur every day, and here at DITV, we've got you covered with up-to-date news and politics.
We are anxiously waiting for those votes for not only the national election, but here in District 1.
Community members protest and stand for science.
Keeping highlights and scores with Hawkeye Sports.
Advancing to the quarterfinals, Iowa looks to boost their overall placement and their way into the semis.
It's Iowa's second road win of the season, first since September 21st.
And of course, all the latest in entertainment.
Sit back, relax, and here's the word on the street.
I'm here at the Alan McVeigh Theater where a unique performance.
Here at DITV, we've got a crew bringing you all the stories from across the nation and right here in your backyard.
From the Iowa State Fair.
In Nashville, Tennessee.
From downtown Iowa City.
From Carver Hawkeye Arena.
And bringing all the coverage straight to you live on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. Around the University of Iowa and Iowa City community, we have the stories that matter to you here at DITV.
Welcome back to DITV on this fantastic fall Friday morning.
But first, let's take a look back outside with Liz for the forecast for the week ahead.
Well, the start of the week will be a little warmer compared to that Thanksgiving and Black Friday forecast, but taking a look back at the Capitol building, Sunday reaches a high of 59, warming up a little there with a low of 43 rather. Monday takes a little spin, topping out at 56 degrees with heavy showers throughout the day and high wind speeds. And Tuesday will be mostly cloudy with those wind speeds continuing at a high of 53 degrees and lows in the upper 20s. Now Thanksgiving Eve will be a chilly one with the sun back out and a high of 37 degrees, lows in the 20s. And our Thanksgiving forecast here in eastern Iowa looks chilly, but the sun will be out at a high of 34 degrees. Now I won't be flying home anywhere for Thanksgiving break. Home is right here in Cedar Rapids. Instead, I'll be enjoying my favorite Thanksgiving foods. But Izzy and Cabedi, I'll fly it back to you.
Thanks, Liz, and I'm really excited to go home for Thanksgiving.
Me as well. But before we go home, how about some sports?
How about some sports, Cabedi? And tomorrow will mark Senior Day for 27 Hawkeyes as they walk into Kinnick Stadium for the final time. The Senior Day ceremony will commence before kickoff. Afterwards, the Hawkeyes will take on the 3-7 Michigan State Spartans. The Spartans are just 3-7 on the year and are currently on a 7-game losing streak, making them 0-7 in Big Ten play. The Hawkeyes are looking to finish the year out strong, hoping to get revenge from their 32-20 loss in East Lansing to the Spartans just over a year ago. Senior Day at Kinnick Stadium will begin at 2:30. And one of the seniors being honored tomorrow has been recognized as an Outland Trophy semifinalist. Iowa center Logan Jones has been named one of the 7 semifinalists for the trophy, given to the most outstanding interior lineman on offense or defense. Jones is also the anchor of the offensive line that has been named to the Joe Moore Award watch list, given to the best offensive line in all of college football. And with another week of football comes another kid captain. This week, DITV's Elise Gann sat down with the Walker family to learn about kid captain Raymond Walker's inspiring journey.
Raymond Walker was born a typical baby, perfectly healthy with no complications until his 4-month appointment.
They thought he had Down syndrome, so they ordered a blood draw at our local hospital. That blood draw came back to be negative.
At his 6-month appointment, pediatricians noticed Ray's head circumference was ahead of what it should be, assigning him to specialty care and an MRI.
The imaging revealed a spot on his brain, which they thought at the time might be a tumor. So they referred us to get another MRI or CT with contrast, and that's when they found that he was actually born with a brain abnormality.
Ray was then experiencing around 20 seizures a day. Doctors attempted several different forms of treatment and medications, but nothing seemed to work for the Indianola kid. Then, fear struck in the Walker family as it was discovered Ray was given an incorrect dosage of medication, causing him to overdose and be directed to the Stead Family Children's Hospital. After several misdiagnoses leading up to his referral to the Children's Hospital, Ray was finally diagnosed with focal epilepsy, explaining the main reason for the constant seizures. Ray successfully received left functional hemispherectomy, a surgery that disconnected one side of his brain from the other, stopping the seizures.
Finally getting the answers was a relief. We had been fighting for almost a year.
Now seizure-free for 5 years, Ray is thriving in 2nd grade. He loves to read, ride his go-karts, and play outside with his pets. From the University of Iowa, Elise Gann, DITV Sports.
You can read the rest of Ray's story on the UIHC website. And while it isn't March quite yet, the madness was evident last night in Orlando. The 19th ranked Hawkeyes women's basketball team took on the 7th ranked Baylor Bears and pulled off an upset. Despite sophomore Chit Chat Wright getting hurt in the 2nd quarter, the Hawks rallied behind Ava Hayden's 18-point double-double. Sophomore guard Taylor Stremlow added a career-high 12 points of her own to will the Hawkeyes to a 57-52 win. Following the win, Iowa will stay in Orlando and take on 4-0 Miami Hurricanes tomorrow night, starting at 7 p.m. Central. Staying on the hardwood last night, the men's basketball team took on a winless Chicago State team. The Hawks started the game ice cold, just shooting 18.8% from 3 in the first half. The Hawks came out of the half much stronger, leading to an impressive performance by a Hawkeye.
The Iowa men's basketball team took on Chicago State in what was supposed to be an easy win, but the entire first half brought challenges to the team.
Missed shots and a slow offense defined the first half for the Hawks. But Tavion Banks took matters into his own hands, lighting up the stat sheet with points, rebounds, and grit.
Iowa came out of halftime a new team and ended up winning 93-54. Banks played a huge role in this victory, securing an efficient double-double with 16 points and 10 rebounds.
It's pretty fun. It is probably one of my greatest rebounding games ever.
The senior followed Coach McCollum from Drake, where he earned Sixth Man of the Year.
I just loved the way he played. I loved his energy, loved his enthusiasm for the game.
But this year, he's an essential starter for the Hawks.
Just his edge that he plays with, too. Toughness, edge. He just plays with a different chip on his shoulder.
Banks began his collegiate career at a junior college in Florida. For him, facing a scrappy and determined team like Chicago State brought him back to his earlier years.
It most definitely felt like JUCO days a little bit because they were getting a little physical, and I was enjoying it a little bit. I was having fun.
Besides his dominant start to the season, there is one quality that stands out about him.
He's a super appreciative kid, very, very appreciative of everything that he receives. He's obviously seeing the rewards of his work.
For Tavion Banks, gratitude is the #1 reason to play the game. From Carver Hawkeye Arena, Morgan Burhans, DITV Sports.
After taking care of South Dakota State last week in round 1, the Iowa women's soccer team now heads into their round of 32 matchup versus the LSU Tigers. It was postponed yesterday due to weather and has been rescheduled to this afternoon. The 5th-seeded Hawkeyes will take on the 4th-seeded Tigers in Nashville today, starting at 3 p.m. Central. With a win, the Hawks would advance to the Sweet 16 for the second year in a row. If the Hawks pull off the upset, then they'll face the winner of 8th-seeded Clemson and top-seeded and SEC champion Vanderbilt. Moving over to the mat today, both Hawkeye wrestling teams are back in action. We start with the #1 ranked women's team who are competing in the Missouri Valley College Open. This is a 2-day event in Marshall, Missouri. The bracket-style tournament will begin at 9 a.m. this morning. Moving over to the men's side, Iowa will stay put in Iowa City for a duel versus number 19, the Pitt Panthers. The Hawkeyes are coming off a second-place finish in the national duels and now return to Carver Hawkeye Arena for a top 20 duel. Match time is set for 7:30.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a busy weekend for Hawkeye sports.
Very busy week in Hawkeye sports.
But it's also going to be a busy Thanksgiving, maybe, to watch some movies.
I am going to watch so many movies this Thanksgiving. I'm going to make my mom go with me, but we're going to send things over to Hannah, who has the full debrief.
Welcome back to another segment of The Vibe, where I'm here to give you your full entertainment and arts rundown. And Pixar gave us an unofficial sneak peek at the new Toy Story 5 movie. This new movie will be a complete 360 from all the others. In the film, toys meet tech as Woody, Buzz, and Jessie navigate technology and competing with electronics. And Forky, the character introduced in the last film, will also reappear, and the release date is set for June 19th of next year. And the moment we've all been waiting for, the new Wicked movie, Wicked for Good, is officially out today. The film brings fans back into the world of Oz as political tensions rise across the kingdom. It also dives deeper into Elphaba and Galinda's complicated friendship, the wizard's power, and what's at stake for the future of Oz. And Thanksgiving is just around the corner, and crews in New York City are putting the final touches on Macy's Day Parade floats. This year's lineup includes favorites and new designs that will soar through town next Thursday. New floats include Stranger Things, Labubu's, and Legos. Organizers say millions are expected to watch the floats, balloons, and performances that kick off the holiday season. And for our Feel Good Friday story of the week, a Tennessee college student helped design a special helmet for a cat. Noggin, a cat recovering from a skull fracture, now has their own protective gear. A Chattanooga State student used 3D printing to create this helmet. Vets say the headgear helps protect her as she navigates recovery blind. She's a little superhero in the making. And that's all we have this week for The Vibe, but we'll see you in 2 Fridays for more arts and entertainment news. But for now, I'll send it back to Izzy and Kabetti at the desk.
Thank you so much, Hannah. Now we'll send it back out to Liz, who's still at the Cedar Rapids Airport.
Well, I've got some travel tips for anyone heading out of Iowa City this week. If you're catching a flight here at Eastern Iowa Airport, make sure to arrive at least an hour or two early. Now, flight delays are very common. This airport also sees its busiest times of the year during Thanksgiving and spring break. Now, it's been over a decade since I've flown. However, these travelers, they sure do look prepared, and I've got an airplane right behind me that's ready to take off. Live from the Eastern Iowa Airport, Liz Schultz, DITV.
Thank you for joining us online or listening on KRUI 89.7 FM.
We are here live from Iowa City every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 and online anytime at thedailyiowan.com.
For all of us here at DITV, have a wonderful fall break.
And we'll see you again December 1st right here on DITV.